Every second man here wants to put you in the ground. The only thing stopping them from firing is your badge. But how long will that badge last? Level 1, the recruit. 1974, roadside, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, a deep breath, lungs burning. The only sound is the rhythmic clicking of a pickup truck's cooling engine. A man sits in the cab. You've never seen him before, but you know exactly who he is. The purpose of this stop, an execution. His pupils are dilated, he's barely breathing, silent. You jerk the door handle open. You dump the contents of his glove box onto the asphalt. Among the receipts, a bag and a stack of crumpled bills. You unholster your maglite. 5 D-cell batteries, 3 pounds of aircraft-grade aluminum. You drive the end of the flashlight into his liver, a short, piston-like strike. You hear the internal tissue tear. The kid spills out of the cab. He collapses on all fours, coughing violently, retching. You look down with pure contempt. You take the money, $72. You take his driver's license. You rip the plastic apart with your teeth and hands. You toss the pieces into the scrub brush. No paper, no person. You order him to run into the desert. Run, and don't look back. You rest your hand on your holster. He limps away. 10 yards, 50, 100. Nearby, your patrol car, a Ford Custom 500, idles. You slide back in. The AC blows the sharp scent of Freon. You stuff $72 into your left sock. Your palm hums from the recoil of the metal. You pull back onto the highway. In the 70s, the maglite was the standard tool for silent interrogation. A strike with the butt of the casing left no external bruising like a baton would, but it caused deep, localized trauma. No central databases, no stop forms filled. Officially, this never happened. Your word is the law. The shift has just begun. Level 2, the patrolman. Night. Your Ford cruises the blacktop. You spot a glimmer in a ditch. You pull over at the edge of the ravine. You kill the sirens. Below, a rolled sedan. Inside, 2 black silhouettes, a man and a woman. You climb down. His head is snapped back at an unnatural angle. The girl in the passenger seat is wheezing, a death rattle in her throat. You don't reach for the radio. You open the door. First, the man's jacket pockets, $300 in cash, into the left sock. You slide the gold watch off his wrist and strap it onto your own. The girl opens her eyes. She sees your star. She tries to lift a hand. You don't move. You watch the second hand on your new watch. 3 minutes. 6. She goes silent. You wait 1 more minute. Her pupils no longer react to your flashlight. Only then do you key the mic. In a calm voice, you call for the coroner. In the report, you will write, "No valuables recovered." The patrolman at a crash site is the primary investigator. Photo evidence is taken on a Polaroid. If a shot shows inconvenient details, jewelry, cash, it's burned in the patrol car's ashtray. The morgue report will back you up. Coroners work for a cut. You stand by the ravine, smoking. Your wrist feels the cold weight of the gold. You wait for the lights of your own kind. Level 3, the sergeant. The department locker room, concrete walls, the hum of industrial fans. You sit on the bench. A recruit stands before you, his first week on the job. You stand up. You open his locker with a master key. You dump his gear and towels onto the floor. Tucked underneath, an envelope. $100. You take 50 and slide it into your breast pocket. You grab his Motorola MyCore radio. You unscrew the antenna 2 full turns. You lean in. If the envelope goes missing, this radio dies the moment someone's shooting at you. Dispatch won't hear a thing. You palm the back of his neck. You feel his pulse thumping, the sweat. He understands. Insubordination is a death sentence. You lead him to the evidence locker. You pull a bag of powder. You dump half into the trash and refill it with baking soda. You shake it. The recruit signs the seal form. His hand shakes, tracing a crooked line. Now, his signature is on the theft of state property. You slap his shoulder. You aren't partners anymore. You're accomplices. You control the patrol grid. You send the clean officers and the rats to the dead zones. Neighborhoods with no radio reception, where people are waiting for them, where they die in a shootout. Total control. You've already handled rats before. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've lost count. You walk out to the lot and slide into your personal Cadillac. The lacquered leather seats creak under your weight. Level 4, the detective. A new title. You manage the archives now. You wear a gold shield. You enter the records room. An old archivist is filing cards. You slide a pack of Marlboros onto his desk. He looks away. You pull file number 512. Inside, a .38 caliber slug. You pluck it out with 2 fingers. In its place, you drop a piece of lead you found at the firing range yesterday. You open the evidence ledger. Every seized item from every crime scene is in here. You take a razor blade. You surgically shave the top layer of paper where the revolver's serial number is written. You write in a new digit. Now, it's scrap metal, irrelevant to the case. Matching the evidence to the paperwork is now impossible. You walk to the lab. You place a blank form and $500 in front of the tech. He signs the bottom. You fill it in yourself. No gunshot residue found on the suspect's hands. He's clean. Night. A parking lot meeting. A cartel boss. He hands you $10,000. You give him a slip of paper with the witness's address. You've already rerouted the local patrol. The nearest car won't pass that street for 40 minutes. You hear the hit squad's engine roar to life. In your office, the phone rings. The witness is begging for protection. You watch the second hand. In 4 minutes, he'll be gone. These are his last. You say, "Stay put. A patrol is on the way."
Clean.
You hang up. You walk to the coffee machine. Level 5. The captain. An office overlooking the prison yard. On your desk, a stack of good time forms. 1 day of good behavior cuts 2 days off a sentence. You pick up your Parker pen. 1 stroke, and 10 years becomes 4. You don't look at the file. You look at the thickness of the envelope. The price of 1 signature is $5,000. You keep the books. The DA trusts your paperwork. You trust the cash. You call in the gang leader. You lay the cell block keys in front of him. You make him senior. Now, he assigns the bunks and keeps order in the mess hall. In exchange, you take 20% of every powder deal inside the wire. You cut the guard staff and pocket the unspent budget. The inmates make sure no one escapes. Sitting under your wing is too profitable for them. 5 a.m. You open the gates. 3 trucks roll in. Convict leasing, private sector labor. 50 men load into the back. On paper, they're doing community service. In reality, they're pouring concrete for your developer. Noon. A meeting at a gas station outside city limits. The developer hands you an envelope. Payment for the rental of human property. You enter the kitchen warehouse. The bags are marked soy feed concentrate, not for human consumption. You order the cook to swap the meat for the soy. In the annual report, you list a purchase of prime beef. The difference, $30,000 a month, right into your pocket. An emaciated inmate doesn't think about rioting. You walk to the lot. You get into your Mercedes 450 SEL. The leather smells like money and the fresh ink of new forms. You no longer serve the state. You own its resources. Level 6. The Undersheriff. The Undersheriff's office. On the desk, a folder on a rat. A vice detective has been gathering evidence on your prison. You call him for a meeting with an informant in an industrial dead end. You arrive first in your Mercedes. From the floor safe under your seat, you pull a throwdown gun, a revolver with the serial numbers filed off. You thumb the safety. You wait. The detective's car pulls up. You step out first. Then he does. Without a word, you raise the revolver. You fire twice into his chest. He falls. You walk closer, pulling on leather gloves. He's wheezing. You press the revolver into his right hand. You force his index finger onto the trigger, firing 1 shot into the air. You call for backup. Report an ambush. You handpick the investigators from internal affairs. Your guys run the forensics. The report will read, gunshot residue and paraffin found on the deceased's hands. He opened fire first. Return of force was justified. You block every inquiry. You are the one who checks the honesty of the checkers. The system closes around you. You step out to the press on the department stairs. You offer condolences to the family in a low, somber tone. You've erased the last obstacle. Level 7. The Sheriff. Your private estate on the hill, the terrace. You, the mayor, and the county judge. You lay 2 cassette tapes on the table. On the first, the judge takes a bribe from a developer. On the second, the mayor guarantees that developer that the judge will sign off on everything. Silence. You pour them a bourbon. The judge silently signs the order. Now 400 acres of prime coastal land belongs to your shell company. No bidding, no witnesses. You open the county's parcel map, you take a red marker, you change the status of that land from pasture to commercial development. Tomorrow, your firms will flip those lots. One stroke of the pen, $3 million in your pocket. You use civil asset forfeiture. Now, the police can seize property at the legislative level based on probable cause. You order the narcotics unit to stop every car entering the county. If they find more than $300 in cash, it's seized. No chance of return, no charges, no trial. The money flows into your development fund. You use it to buy a helicopter and wiretapping equipment. Now, you hear every phone in the county. You look in the mirror. You're wearing the uniform. It hasn't changed in 30 years. You remember the $72. Now, you hold the entire city on its knees for millions. The shift isn't over. You are the law.